So real quick, some keynotes advice nobody asked for and or nobody wants, but I'm going to tell them anyways. One, if you get with a partner, or you get with a significant other, obviously you might not want to do this like the first couple of weeks of maybe you dating, but like especially if you're in a long-term relationship or you plan to be in a long-term relationship or marriage, always ask the partner, for men and women both do this. Always ask your partner, the person you're going to be with, especially if, again, if you're planning for them to be like your forever person, like the person you marry or the person you stay with forever, please, please, please ask them if they would jump in front of a bullet for you. Because it maybe seems stupid or dumb or like it doesn't matter, but it literally is so important. I feel like it's so important because I've never once in my life even had to second think about doing that for somebody and or that other person doing it for me. But over the past few years, I realized not all guys think like that. Um, Again, I'm a woman who thinks like that, who thinks you should. I would jump in front of a bullet for any guy I've ever dated, 100%, no ifs, ands, or buts. So, um, yeah. So always ask whoever you're dating or whatever that question because it's very important. Men and women both, because even the man should ask the women because if the woman really loves you, she would do it for you in a heartbeat. Unless maybe she's pregnant or something or already has a kid. But other than that, no. Most women, if they actually love you, they'll do it for you in a heartbeat. Um, that also maybe because, see, it's so hard for me to say because I don't want to say like most people would do this. I would think most people would do this, but again, I'm also a masculine bitch, and also on top of that, I've literally always not wanted to be here. I've literally always wanted to die. Like I used to pray to God every night that I'd fucking get killed somehow. It just didn't happen. So it's a little harder for me, obviously. But I feel like most women, I feel like most people, yeah, I just feel like they don't do that. I could just be crazy or it could be naive, whatever. Okay, I want to talk about two things. One's gonna be confidence, and one's something else. Okay, so real quick piece of advice, and literally nobody fucking asked for, and or probably will take or care. But I'm telling you, it helps. I would know. I would know. Okay. Obviously, you see everybody always talk about this self-love, you should love yourself and shit, which you should. You definitely should, because somebody's got to be there for you. And chances are, it's, it's literally the other voice in your head is the only person that's there for you a lot of times. So you do have to love yourself, to an extent. But, I think, that in order to be, maybe not even in order to be your most confident self, but one, if you have a problem with confidence, this might help. Again, I don't know because again, I will go into the confidence thing. I feel kind of like we're born maybe with a certain type of confidence. I'll explain. Anyways, if you ever worry about like being confident or if like you're worried about getting embarrassed or something like that, always remember if you always hate yourself more than anybody else could hate you, then literally nothing can affect you. Like quite literally. Like granted, I was obviously hated way before I hated myself, but I'm not saying you should hate yourself like in a terrible way, but I'm saying just hate yourself. Like, yeah, I mean hate yourself. Like, you were supposed to be your biggest hater. You're supposed to be like your biggest lover, but yet your biggest hater at the same time. You get what I'm saying? I'm telling you, especially if it comes to anything, if you're worried about confidence or if you're nervous or anything like that, hate yourself more than anybody else could ever hate you, and it will somehow make it better. That sounds stupid and crazy, but I'm serious. Because, like, you can't get embarrassed. Like, I call myself a fat, ugly, disgusting bitch all the time. You get what I'm saying? So, if somebody ever calls me a fat, ugly, disgusting bitch, like, bitch, first of all, I know. Second of all, like, so? Like, bitch, like, who? I don't care. I've told myself that a billion times. And I fucking take it much more personal coming from myself than I would from some stranger. You get what I'm saying? So always hate yourself more. I'm not necessarily saying hate yourself more than you love yourself. Of course, maybe you should actually. I think you should in a way to keep yourself humble, actually. But whatever, that's not even the point I'm getting at. But yeah, always hate yourself. Again, especially if it comes to like, people. I've had a couple of people email me and stuff, and I've had a couple of people mention, they thought about starting YouTube channels and shit, and like, because obviously to anybody watching YouTube channels, they're like, bro, how do these fucking people get on here and do this? Be honest, I shouldn't be on here doing this. But because literally the only reason I can actually get on here like this, do this seriously, and actually be able to literally be on camera like this, guys, is because I hate myself more than anybody else. So like anything anybody says to me in the comments can't really affect me because I guarantee you I've said way worse shit to myself. And like, my opinion is much more important than somebody else's opinion. You get what I'm saying? Like, 100, like, for real. So, if you ever, and I'm not saying you should hate yourself as in, like, you should fucking go kill yourself or stab yourself up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, you need to have healthily hate yourself. Like, especially when you do cringy or dumb shit, like, hate yourself for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, don't, like, obviously, you don't cut off, whatever. You get the fucking point. But yeah, you should always hate yourself a little bit more than everybody else. That way, no matter what hate is thrown at you, it won't really affect you. Because the most important person in your life, which, I mean, depending on the person you are, but a lot of people, for the most important person in their life is themselves. For the most important person in your life, it's only their opinion that matters. You get what I'm saying? So, like, and if, you know, and you'll be like, well, Sarah, if you're telling you're bad and you're the most important person in your life, isn't that bad? Yes and no. Like, it can be, but I think it keeps you humble. If you do ever get, you know, further or whatever, it keeps you humble, keep you grounded, you know what I mean? But also, too, I also feel like it kind of builds character in a way, and it just makes it a lot easier to take anything. Like, literally, you can end up taking anything. Now, granted, this could be kind of biased opinion, because I come from, I was abused, I guess, like, my whole childhood and shit. So, maybe it's a little different for me. Again, it could be a little different for me, because, again, what I'm about to go into, which is this confidence thing, it could be a little different for me. I'm very masculine and whatnot, so, you know, I'm not saying, I feel bad if, obviously, people can't do this, or can't, you know what I mean? So, maybe it's different for me. Maybe that's why, but again, abuse is probably why I hate myself so much, but whatever. I don't know, I kind of hate myself anyways, just because I'm annoying, but hold on, I gotta pee, and then I'll finish recording this confidence.